So I don't really want to give a commentary too much on my playthrough of this level yet. Level 4 is giving me a hard time. This section in particular. I do get through this run. I get into level 6, I believe. I don't think there's a level 5 boss. It doesn't seem like. The music changes kind of. It kind of goes through this seamless, like, you're just going from one area to the next. So it feels like it's Sage Ticks. I just gauge by when there's either a boss or the music changes. So I feel like the end is in sight. I don't know how gnarly the final boss is. We'll see. I felt like level 5 is significantly easier than level 4. It can be a little more intimidating because stuff kind of comes at you pretty quick. But it's really not that bad. Versus stuff like this, it's really route heavy. You gotta be in the right spot, and if you're not, you kind of get screwed. So mentally, I'm breaking this part into like two shmups in my head. So there's the first half of the game, and then there's the second half of the game. At this point, I can pretty consistently clear level 1 through 3. Sometimes no miss it even. And so now all my runs now begin at level 4. And I'm starting from there. Just because it just gets kind of demoralizing to play level 1 over and over again. So I'm kind of breaking it into two pieces. So you start with 2 stock when you start at any level. So I figured if I can get through the rest of the game starting at level 4 with 2 stock, then I've essentially cleared the game. At one point, at a certain level, I've cleared the game. I just kind of put the two halves together. And it should be actually a benefit for me to play levels 1 through 3, because even on a mediocre run, I can get to level 4 with 2 extents. So yeah, just breaking apart into 2 halves makes it feel less intimidating. And then kind of breaking down like the idea of like, oh, starting at stage 4, that's cheating. And I'm like, no, I'm working towards the clear. Like, I already know I can clear 1 through 3. There's no problem. It's not like it's cheating or I'm being naughty by starting at level 4. It's fine. It's just more entertaining for me to play at level 4 now. Another thing that I've noticed is like hitting the reset button too much kind of demoralizes me a little bit. So if I'm trying to play through a section, I have to tell myself to don't hit that restart button, that there's a psychological cost to that that is going to hurt me. It's no fun. It's a not fun button to press. The shoot button, that's a fun button to press. Don't press the restart button. Just play it through. Because you don't know how the run's going to go. And even just from like pure time-wise, like if you are restarting, it's like you get halfway through, say it's starting at level 1, and I get halfway through level 1, and I take some silly death, and I get annoyed, and I restart. Like, that just means I'm playing the first half of level 1 again. Like, versus like if I play it through, then I'm gonna spend more time on the later content. So it's like, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, it may not even necessarily be a productive way to like play, is to hit that restart button. So that's kind of where I'm at. I find the experience much better when I don't restart and I just let it go and just keep playing. And then also starting at level 4. You may have noticed that the music playing is not the Eschatos soundtrack. While the Eschatos soundtrack is pretty goated, the music is the Eartheon soundtrack. I just dropped 20 bones on this bad boy today, and I regret nothing. Also, solid bangers all the way through. Go check out Eartheon. Go check out the soundtrack. The bosses in Eschatos don't actually feel that tough to me, at least not at this difficulty level and not playing for score. Like, this mirrors level 1. It actually, I don't know, it feels easier than level 1 version to me. Those things on the side that you have to destroy go down more quickly. The bolts they do shoot are nice, big, and round, glowing like that. It's easy to see, a nice, predictable pattern. I don't know. I find that it to be easier than the level 1. This section's obviously harder than the level 1 version. It's not too bad, though. Near the end, when the bolts speed up, I do take a death. I feel like you can get into a rhythm. I feel like, I don't know if this is true, but I feel like the orb on the top that you hit when you get to the next phase, I feel like if you follow it, you will be safe in between the bullets that get pretty quick. Versus, just finding that rhythm versus kind of being scared of them. And so, I'll end up shielding a lot. Right? So, like, if you tap along and follow along with it, do you fall in the gaps of the bullets? If you just kind of trust. If you, like, just look at the orb at top. I don't know. I don't know if this is true. I haven't had enough time to practice this boss. But that'd be interesting if that's the case. Like, I was like so annoyed I took a death here. Like, there's like 2 bits of health left. So frustrating. Yeah, so getting to level 5 with gain of resources. So you have 3 extends instead of the 2. So that, I think all the other ones I've gotten with 2 extends. So I think this is the first time I've made it with 3 extends. Like, a lot of these things are just flying really fast at you. I don't know if you can just, like, shield through it. Like, not actually that difficult. I let stuff go, though, so if you're playing for score, like, it might be a lot more. I have no idea what those guys end up doing. Maybe that's it. Yeah, if you're playing for score, it might be a lot trickier because you have to hit every enemy. Yeah, this to me just feels like way easier than level 4, like so far. Yeah, that stuff's flying at you pretty quick, but like, I feel like I have it still on the max speed. I feel like these patterns, like, it feels kind of twitchy to me. Like, should I knock down the speed? I've yet to use a lower speed. I've experimented with it, but I never end up using it in any of my routes to knock it down to a lower speed. Yeah, these guys, I show up in level 3. They get nasty if you let them live, but this one you got to focus on one hand for sure. It goes down pretty quick, and then you get the other one. This is interesting that they introduced 2 of these, so if you're like playing level 2, it really rewards that if you get really consistent at taking this guy out. The trick is, like, they are offset, so, like, it seems like you want to take one out pretty quick. So if you get good at taking it out really quick, then it'll make this section easier. I try to save a bomb for here, or maybe there is a bomb here, I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of another section. Yeah, there's a bomb. I got it a little too soon. This is where, like, I am just shielding through stuff. I've maybe gotten this far, like, twice. Like, this is, I've died at this part a few times. Like, this is literally the far as I've gotten. So I'm, like, in new territory here at this point. This is all new for me. Besides credit feeding one time forever ago. By forever, I mean last week. Pretty sick slow down there. Yeah, the music changes here. So is this like the next stage? I don't know. I don't know if the distinction even matters in this game. Yeah, again, like, I've never seen this before. This is literally the first playthrough. Blind. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. I don't think even when I credit fed I got this far. The background's like pretty colorful in this, and I was finding it hard to see. It looks like the beam destroys. By the way, if anyone like stumbles across this video looking for like pro Eschatos strats, you're not on the right video. This is a part of a playlist called Sucking at Eschatos, so this is just me journaling my experience with the game. And that's it.